Good evening and welcome to Broncos Stadium. We're on the campus of Lee Summit North High School for tonight's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Week 1 of Missouri High School football for 2023 as number 2 Liberty North is on the road at number 1 Lee Summit North. Hi everybody, Kevin Weink along with Johnny Beck, our sideline reporter, will be Bethany Bowman. This is the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week and we're on Spectrum News tonight. What about this matchup? Two best in the city, two best in the state.
And both teams loaded with talent, looking to get back into that state championship game.
Time now for the Hy-Vee player profile. Liberty North has a linebacker named Melvin Laster. He's a big-time player.
And this is a kid who really took time to work on his body this offseason, trying to get leaner and meaner. Two-time Buchanan Award winner, which goes to the best defensive player in the metro area.
And this guy is one of the best players in the whole country. Williams Winery, the Broncos defensive end, headed to Missouri.
Yeah, and what a summer he had. Basically getting recruited by every college in the nation. He's going to lead this defense and gave up 15 points per game last year. Look for him to be a force on that defensive end tonight.
Both teams trying to win a state title here in 23. We get it started tonight, 90 minutes later, as the Broncos play host to the Eagles on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Hot and muggy night in Kansas City. We've had thunderstorms roll through here, but we are playing football at 8:30 p.m. And our sideline reporter tonight is Bethany Bowman. Bethany, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Great to be back for the first week of Missouri high school football. You guys talked about two of the key defensive players in this game. I'm instead going to talk about the gunslingers. And Jamar Mosey, head coach at Lee Summit North, told me this week that his guy, Elijah Leonard, comes back even better, especially after his performance in last year's state title game. He passed for 399 yards, 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. He was really good. On the other hand, Tillman Martin will be at under for the Eagles. He replaces a really efficient quarterback in Sam Van Dyne that graduated Washburn now as a true freshman. I believe he's number 2 on the depth chart. He passed for over 2,400 yards last year and no interceptions. So Tillman has some big shoes to fill. Coach Leonard said they try not to compare the two, but Tillman does have that moxie in him that makes him a great guy to have a quarterback. So it's going to be a fun one. I can't wait.
Thanks, Bethany. As there's Jamar Mosey, head coach of Lee Summit North. He's in his 9th year. Last 2 years, his team's only gone 23-4. They were the state runners-up. They lost a heartbreaker to CBC. The Cadets beat them in overtime, 35-28 in the Class 6 state final. And there's Andy Learman off the Greg Jones tree. Greg left to go to Oregon, now is the UCM defensive coordinator. This was his defensive coordinator in his 2nd year. That's Andy Learman. And the toss was won by the visitors. Liberty North said we will defer our option to the second half, so they will kick away to the home team, the Broncos. Big crowd here tonight when you got 1 versus 2. And kicking off, a guy named Blue Renfro. 2 men deep inside the 10-yard line. Fans have waited 90 minutes. This game was scheduled for 7 o'clock on the 25th of August. They moved it back because of the heat. And you are underway for 2023, and Blue has a strong leg, and it'll start the season with a touchback.
Yeah, not much wind coming from either way. Obviously, that storm came through, really didn't leave a lot, so look for these special teams guys to really get after it tonight.
We've had brutal heat. We've had a thunderstorm roll through here at 7 o'clock. They cleared the stadium, and now the heat and humidity are back as we play football late night in Lee Summit as Elijah Leonard will quarterback the offense. The interesting thing about him, was there a flag down on the play?
Yeah, there's a flag.
Okay, there was a flag back near the kick. Our referee tonight is Kyle Slusher.
Could have been a sideline warning. No, they said illegal procedure.
Okay, illegal procedure and not taken. And here's Elijah Leonard, the former Liberty North Eagle. He started his career there, was a tight end, defensive end. got behind Sam Van Dyne and realized he wasn't going to be playing for a few years, so he transferred to Lee Summit North. And in these opening games, we have flags, and lots of them. My theory is the refs have been reading their rule book all summer long in a nice air-conditioned room, and they come out here, and it's time to start throwing some flags.
Flags and cramps, right?
Flags and cramps. Well, they blew the whistle, and they want the, we got all kinds of scouting people here with their drones. Then they want the drone to be taken off the field. The drone is not allowed on the field, according to the men with the whistles tonight. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Tanner Howes is your running back in a shotgun. Delayed handoff to the little running back, spinning his way, maybe a yard, as he is wrapped up on the play. Nice play by Cole Young, the strong safety. This guy won their Iron Eagle Award as the most fit, fastest, strongest. This guy really gets after it. Congratulations, that's a good honor to win the Iron Eagle. That's not just who lifts the most weight, it's who's the fastest, who shows great agility. 2nd down and long. And here we go with the flags. And I thought there could be a lot of flags in this game, and we've seen some flags thrown early, and this one going to be on the defense. Andy Lehrman, the head coach, is the defensive coordinator. They only allowed 11 points per game last year.
Yeah, and you see the frustration from him. Looks like somebody was lined up off sides.
Well, they've only had a jamboree last week under their belt. So now it's 2nd down and 4. Leonard's first pass. Quick pass to Mosey with a nifty move. Isaiah for a 1st down across the 35. The coach's son, one of the top 10 players in the country. Isaiah Mosey, electric early.
Yeah, and you see Mosey coming back to the football. Does a good job of helping his quarterback out there, and then just spins upfield, sets the defender up, picking up those yards after catch. Like
Top 10 in the class of 2025. He's only a junior, Johnny.
And he's a big-time player, so Liberty North's really going to have to keep their eye on him.
Empty set, 1st and 10. Leonard will tuck and run. He's a very good runner, and he's a big guy across the 45, and a nice gain. And Johnny is pointing to the field. We got more flags?
Somebody's helmet came off.
Oh, all right.
Wasn't sure if...
Well, this guy last year rushed for 475 on the ground. That was 5.8 yards per carry. He had 3 touchdowns, so he can run the football. He's headed down to Springfield, Missouri State. Leonard is a Missouri State commit. 1st down on the run by Leonard near midfield, and now movement. This time it looks like the offense is going to be guilty. Last week, Lee Summit North went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Bentonville, Arkansas, Tulsa Union, and Lee Summit North had a scrimmage. And they had their jamboree down in Oklahoma. Liberty North had theirs with Grain Valley and Lee Summit. So that's really the only game action. And of course, this week with the hot temperatures, practice is really affected. They were limited to 6 to 8 in the morning. So practices were really dialed back. And this run not for much. As big hit there by the defensive lineman for Liberty North, Jordan Ivey. And that was Quade Chapman with his first run of the night. But this guy, Ivey, he is a 300-pounder. Amami is a 300-pounder. And then they got Jay-Sean Ross, the transfer from St. Pius.
And you see how athletic Ivey was, working his way down the line there, making a play.
This is a college scouter's dream game with all kinds of talent. Quick flat pass. This is Mosey trying to cut it back, get some back some of the yardage they lost on the last run. Tackle by Jordan Strawn, the strong safety, and saying their most improved player on their defense. Once again, Trey Schneider not getting the start tonight. The baseball star, he was in San Diego for an all-star game. He doesn't have enough practices under his belt. Young man headed to Tennessee, play college baseball, but I'm told that he's so good that he ain't gonna make it in Knoxville, that he's gonna get taken in the June draft high enough that he's gonna go play professional baseball, and more flags down. Well, these first games, Johnny, you said it, cramps and a million flags.
And you know, the flags are frustrating, but you know, you kind of expect it in the first drive with the jitters. You know, coaches kind of go through this every year. You just got to make sure when these guys come off the field, it's what you're coaching them up on.
Now it's 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 16. First drive of the game. Lee Summit North went 12-2 last year, lost to Liberty North at Liberty North 17-7. The Eagles have won 4 straight against the Broncos, 4 of the 5 in the series. 3rd down and a country mile. Leonard flushed. Leonard sacked, going down. And they bring the heat, and that is the transfer. This guy's a big-time recruit. Jay Sean Ross, the transfer from St. Pius, and a Division I prospect.
Yeah, and we saw him a couple years ago at St. Pius, and I mean, this guy was making plays on both sides of the field. You see here, gets to the quarterback, makes a big play on 3rd down. And, you know, these 3rd and long situations, these defensive ends are pinning their ears back, trying to get to the quarterback.
I talked to Coach Lehrman about the recruitment of number 18. He said right now he's opening it back up. He's starting fresh. He wants to start all over. So there you go, recruiters. Get on it. 18 is a big-time player. 6'5", 240, a senior. He'll play some offense as a receiver tonight. And now we're getting a late substitution. As do they want to punt it? This formation does not look like a punt. Well, they're going to probably do a pooch punt. Leonard is their punter, and he's also their quarterback. Now he'll fade back on 4th down and long, and he'll send it down the field. Liberty North says we're not going to send anybody back, and this one will run inside the 25, out of bounds near the 22-yard line.
I think that formation kind of put Liberty North more in their base defense. I'm not sure putting a returner back there was going to help either way, as that was a good punt up the sideline.
Yeah, it got a good roll. 43 yards, no return, and now we get Tillman Martin out on the field. Tillman is a 6'4", 190-pound junior. Bethany talked about him. He was Van Dyne's backup. Didn't play much at all. The scouting report, good arm, high football IQ. He'll scrimmage 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. First drive for Liberty North. Team that went 12-1, lost in the semifinals to CBC. And now we're going to get a timeout. It's an official's timeout. Well, maybe it's a hydration situation here, or now I'm hearing maybe it's a ball situation. The quarterbacks like to use their own ball. Liberty North wants to use their ball, and the officials apparently not allowing it. Or anyway, on a hot night, let's just get some hydration going here, guys.
Well, I think that's going to be the key is, you know, when these guys have the opportunity, got to make sure they're getting plenty of water, although we know the formula for that starts early in the week. So hopefully these guys have been following their hydration protocols as they led up to this game tonight.
Well, at some point in this game, your body is going to come to you and say, what did we do all summer? Did we work hard? Did we condition? Did we eat right? Did we take care of ourselves? Because it's hot. You're playing against an elite team, and your body's going to be pressed to the edge. And you're going to give your body questions that they're going to have to answer. Here's a pistol formation, running play. Micah Joe Barnett, not much doing. This defense, led by Mark Simcox, is a 3-4 for the Broncos. They allowed 15.5 points per game last year. They gave Cam Durden the stop. He's one of the defensive tackles. They got Kamori Moore, the 3-tech. He's headed to Oklahoma. You know about Winery, headed to Missouri. Chase Pearsall, an outside linebacker wearing jersey number 9 there on the edge of the line. He's a big-time D1 recruit. Second down and long, quick pass out to Jay-Sean Ross. And he breaks it down the sidelines. Check that, that's Keelan Smith, I beg your pardon. 15, not 18. And Keelan with a big-time run and a first down across midfield as it goes for 35 yards and a first down.
Yeah, great play call here by Liberty North, allowing Tillman to get that ball out to Keelan Smith. And again, you see why this kid is going to Nebraska next year. He's got that long stride, big kid, and sure hands every time.
Headed to Nebraska, this is Neil Smith's son, the Chiefs Hall of Famer. Wow, that 15 looks like an 8 on his jersey. Quick pass near side, and this is caught by the tight end Tyler Supis for a nice gain on first down. Andy Learman said, Greg Jones and I are different in that I like to throw it a little more than Coach Jones did. So Coach Jones liked to force his will upon you, and he liked to run the ball down your throat, and said, if you can stop it, go ahead. But he likes to spread the field, use a lot of different formations, and make you line up against his odd formations. And now he's got 3 to the right of the quarterback as Carter in trouble and sacked from behind. There is the man, number 1 player, according to On 3, Williams Winery, and the fans are loving it here in Bronco Nation.
Yeah, and when you got 5 wide, you've got no help in the backfield to chip. And see, Winery just comes across the line of scrimmage, and Tillman really doesn't have a chance there other than just hold on to that football and try not to take too much of a loss. Still leaves his team in a 3rd and 5 situation.
Winery, co-defensive player of the year, along with Melvin Laster in Class 6. 3rd down, and flags prior to the snap.
Looks like Lee Summit North jumped early.
Lee Summit North had some indoor practices this week. He was here on Monday night for back to school night, and they were running in the hallways. Liberty North practiced from 6 until 8 a.m., but Coach Lehrman said, hey man, it's like 85, 87 degrees when we're out there, even at 6 o'clock in the morning, so the kids are really getting sweaty early on. But those are the heat restrictions delegated as this pass off the hands of Jay-Sean Ross, incomplete, as he took a big stick there, and the ball was jarred free. And that was Michael Lane, the transfer from Park Hill South, and the number 1 cornerback for these Broncos.
Yeah, you see Lane just making contact right when the ball gets there. Ball's a little bit high. Looks like Liberty North's going to keep the offense on the field.
Yep, they want to go for it on 4th down. Empty set. Martin going to throw for it, and it's caught. Their go-to guy, Keelan Smith, inside the 25. And move the chains. Keelan with 2 big catches, the 35-yarder down the field, and now this 4th down catch. And a new set of downs for the Eagles.
Yeah, good throw by Tillman, getting the ball out to his big-time playmaker, Smith, who knows what he's got to, knew where he had to get to, makes the catch, picks up the first down, keeps this drive alive for Liberty North.
Had a TD catch in the Jamboree, had 11 TDs during his junior year, headed to Lincoln to play for the Cornhuskers, just like his pappy did. And it's a big hole up the middle, and that's River Theron with a hard hit right at the end as he took on the tackler. There's number 31, the junior, 165 pounds, and just from ground level, this is some contact here.
You see the right side of the offensive line for Liberty North just crash those guys down. Good running lane there.
We're going to see 3 running backs. We're going to see the transfer from center, Ja'Cory Love, River Theron, and Micah Joe Barnett. Micah coming off an ACL tear last year. They're going to limit his touches a little bit. Here's Theron again, the straight ahead knife, close to the first down, as he gets it inside the 15-yard line. Theron, limited time last year, 23 carries for 90 yards.
Well, and I think a night like this, you're going to have 2 or 3 running backs. And having Jacory Love on the sideline as your backup is probably one of the best in the city.
Flags down prior to the snap. And this one on the defense. So we've seen both defenses making mistakes, lining up improperly or in the neutral zone.
Yeah, and you don't know if it's a snap count thing or these guys are just getting really anxious. But we saw it for Lee Summit North on the offensive side, kind of killed that first drive, and now really helping out Liberty North move the ball down the field and kind of keeping control of this ball.
Well, the big concern for the Eagles was so many guys. They lost a bunch of seniors, 36 seniors. The new guys under the Friday night lights playing late night on a hot and muggy night. 1st and goal now for the Eagles on their first drive of the game. Theron, not much doing. A lot of black jerseys clogging things up. When Airy was there, like the defensive line holding their own.
Well, you saw Keelan Smith kind of play the blocking tight end there, but when Airy just kind of went right through him. Again, big-time player. He's going to make big-time plays, and right there you just see him shed the blocker. Great job using his hands, making a play at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and goal. Fade to the back of the end zone, incomplete, and there is a flag down. And they were targeting Keelan Smith. Coverage by, looks like Robin Lucas III was in coverage, and we got another flag in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, you see the jersey grab on that left shoulder, not allowing Smith to really go up and get that ball. You know, just enough to where that back judge could see it.
And they call pass interference instead.
Yeah, just enough. I mean, good thrown ball there by Tillman. Either his guy was going to make the play or it was going to go out of the back of the end zone. And any QB will tell you, spot to miss is right over that pylon.
Well, now they move it down near the 4. Coach Learman saying this is the best group of skill people we've ever had. The school's not that old. The school opened up in 2010, so it's kind of a smaller sample size, but the skill guys on this offense, he says, are elite. 2nd down and goal, cutback run, and not much doing there. I believe that was the H-back on the run. And nice stop there defensively for Lee Summit North by Remington Ward.
Again, you see the defensive line for Lee Summit North really holding up their side of the line of scrimmage, allowing those safeties and linebackers to play downhill.
That was Theron again on that last run. 3rd down and goal. Throwing, and the pass nearly intercepted. Did he get it? No, incomplete. Batted away. That is Chase Pearsall, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is a Division I prospect. All the local schools want him, and he nearly had his first interception of 2023. Got his left hand on it and tried to get his right. No, wow. So we'll see a field goal try now by the Eagles.
And McIntosh was in good position as well. Whoa.
And they're gonna spot this down at the 12, 22 yards for Blue Renfro. Excellent kicker, they say, strong leg, and he drills it. And our first points by the Liberty North Eagles on a 22-yard field goal by, well, you got to do the old school joke. You're my boy, Blue? Come on. Come on, Johnny.
If he hit the game-winning field goal,
all right,
we
you'll
were
use
gonna,
it. All right.
absolutely.
Too early as
We
usual.
want to keep people
All
in
right,
suspense.
well, I talked to Coach Learman about it, and also the special teams coach, Mark Krause, and he says these kids don't even know Old School, the movie. They're like,
It's on TV.
never heard of it. Yeah,
every week.
Yeah, it's. Some late stages of the first quarter. Liberty North has won 4 straight in this series. Only lost 2018. Since then, they've reeled off 4 straight against the Broncos, and they strike first on the road with a long drive, 72 yards, 13 plays. A lot of time off the clock. Keelan Smith, big reception, 35-yarder, and a big 4th down conversion kind of got him on the doorstep, but Pearsall with the nice play bats the ball away, and they have to settle for the 22-yard Renfro field goal.
Yeah, and I thought Tillman did a great job of first drive of the season, leading his guys down there, putting points on the board.
Deep kick. Mosey will let go into the end zone for another touchback. And we'll get our second look at Elijah Leonard in the Bronco offense. Moved it a little bit and then had to punt.
Had the 2 offsides penalties that
Yeah.
really killed that drive as they were at midfield and then ended up punting on a 3rd and 17.
Well, this team averaged 31 points per game, 324 yards per game. But last year, Leonard split time with Max Ford, but was a pivotal player, as Bethany mentioned, during the playoff run and in the state championship game. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Tanner Howes in the backfield. This will be Howes off the left side, taken down by Melvin Laster. The slimmed down Melvin Laster headed to UNLV as we check in with Bethany.
Yeah, guys, I think something important to note, there was some chatter down here with the spectators and the media. You know, why wasn't that a first down on that pass interference call? By the way, I saw it. It was pass interference or holding, either way, one of the two. But it is not a first down on that call. New rule change this year, and so that's why we saw that.
All right, thanks, Bethany. And after a 2-yard run, we're under a minute to play in your first quarter. And Leonard to throw. Mosey the catch. Isaiah falling forward. And he's down near the 37-yard line. 15 yards on the pickup and a first down for the Broncos. Isaiah Mosey, top 10 player in the class of 2025. And he had 12 receiving touchdowns last year. And, oh, by the way, 35 Division I offers already.
Well, I think he's a kid that he's a really good route runner. He's explosive after the catch. He's a coach's son, so, you know, definitely a kid who's going to be able to perform at the next level.
I'm going to tell you, his dad is hard on him. He'll even mention it. My dad is harder on me than most of these guys as this running play across the 40-yard line. But I talked to him about teams that he's looking at, and Isaiah has got a full plethora of Division I teams that want him. As we're at the end of the first quarter, as you're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week on Spectrum News. Hy-Vee, proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Spectrum News is where we're at. It's the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, beginning of the second quarter here at Bronco Stadium, Lee Summit North. And we've had a lot of flags, and we're going to get more flags as the 3 technique or the nose guard, Darius Pamami, was in the neutral zone. Darius, though, wants to, now that he is a senior, is asking that he goes by his Native American name, Skomack. So he says when he gets to UNLV, now they're saying it was on the offense. So it was the defensive lineman, Pamami, into the neutral zone, but he was drawn offside. But nonetheless, Darius, a Native American, wants to go by Skomack now. The coaching staff trying to oblige him, but Coach Lehrman says, I see him in the hallway sometimes, and I go, Skomack. So, second down and long. Leonard under pressure, stepping up and running into a linebacker at the 36-yard line. I believe that was Laster that got him, but we'll wait and see. Melvin, Johnny mentioned, 30 pounds lighter. Also, Pomami was there as well. And Laster and Pomami going to UNLV. You're wondering why UNLV? They just like the strip, Vegas? No, Barry Odom, former Missouri coach, has been recruiting Melvin Laster since his freshman year. And when Barry went to Arkansas to be a defensive coordinator, he continued to stay in contact with Melvin. And Melvin says, I'm big on loyalty. Barry stayed with him the whole time. He's out in Vegas. I'll go out in Vegas as we got another penalty. So now it's going to be third down and long, and this is what kind of derailed their last drive. They got behind the sticks and couldn't convert.
Well, you better keep somebody in.
And now we got a new quarterback. That's Mikey Mitchell. You can't read the jersey numbers for Lee Summit North because there's no contrast on them, but this is Mikey Mitchell in the game, and Mikey is a runner. And Mikey is going to run for not much. Back to the line of scrimmage is it. So it'll be fourth down and long. And there's Pomami again, involved in the stop. As Mitchell lost his helmet, Pomami soccered it down the field a little bit, which I'm surprised with all the flags we've seen, didn't get a penalty there.
Well, we had a referee get basically blindsided from the backside here. That's the umpire.
Now watch, yeah. The referee's going to get right there, yeah.
That's a good way to get a
up
knee
his backside
right
there, yeah. And now Leonard back in because Leonard is also the punter. And now we'll get a timeout for Liberty North.
And I think the timeout is they need to get somebody back as a returner so it just doesn't allow Lee Summit North just to punt the ball down the field.
Well, the Pomami story in the recruitment is the oldest one in the book. We're watching tape of Melvin Laster. Who's that 55 guy? He's pretty good. We kind of like him. And they called Andy Lehrman, and they started recruiting him. And Skomack is now headed to the city that never sleeps, Las Vegas. That's a program Barry Odom has a chance to build back up. And they're playing where the Raiders play in that stadium. I don't know, it looks like Darth Vader's ship or whatever.
But how many times, do you hear of players getting recruited?
Oh, yeah. Hey, well, yeah.
Going to see
we're watching
somebody
this
else.
tape,
yeah.
And then this guy really jumped off the page, and there is Skomack. I hear Barry Odom's on Rocco Marriott, the Platte County quarterback, as well. So Barry's hitting Kansas City hard for recruits, and Rocco, big-time quarterback for the Pirates of Platte County, also a great baseball player. So Barry's not lost his touch here in the Kansas City metro area as far as recruiting, despite being out there in Las Vegas, Nevada with UNLV. And now Leonard, we've seen this before, he lines up like, hey, I'm going to take a regular snap. Now looks like Cole Young is dipping back. And now here's one of those pooch punts. And this will be fielded at the 30-yard line. That is Cole Young on the return. And they said we lost too much field position last time. So.
Well, when you don't have a traditional punter and you're just kind of punting the ball down the field, those line drives yield a lot of rollout.
Another 43-yard punt, yeah. And Young fielded and got like 5 yards on the return. And now the Eagles will have their second drive of the game. And what were your thoughts on the first drive and the new quarterback and some new faces out there?
I thought the offensive coordinator did a really good job of setting Tillman up for success. A lot of short passes. We know what Keelan Smith can do out there. Just get him the ball, get the ball to your playmakers, and let those guys go to work. But, you know, you like the composure. You like his calmness. It doesn't seem like he's trying to do too much, and sometimes when you're trying to fill somebody's, you know, shoes, you try and do too much and end up kind of costing your team. So really impressed with the way he came out that first drive.
Well, he is one of the guys in the spotlight. New faces, inexperienced players. And here's one of those interesting formations. You got 4 receivers to the right and 1 receiver at the top of the screen. He's trying to make this team line up. Quick pass, and it's caught. Short gain. And they just kind of did a little wide receiver screen. And making a nice stop was Kamori Moore, who's headed to Oklahoma.
And again, you see on both sides of the ball, or both sides on defense, these defensive tackles getting out into open space and making some big-time plays.
That was Gage Burgess on the last reception. And he only got a couple, and he took a big whack. Kamori Moore, they call him Big Baby, headed to Norman, play for the Sooners. There's their offensive lineman there now. Quick pass near side through the hands of Ross, incomplete. Coverage by Michael Lane. Now it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Eagles.
Yeah, Ross wishes he had that one back, just went right through his hands, and you saw Tillman go right up to him and tell him, hey, I'm coming right back to you, big guy, so make sure you get lined up, forget about that last play. We know he's a big-time player, too.
3rd down and 8. One running back to the right hip. And he'll take a screen, and it's going nowhere. The Broncos are all over it defensively. And making the defensive stop, Remington Ward, the senior linebacker, made a couple of big plays here in the first half. And that'll force a punt. As Lance Moore, the offensive coordinator, talking it over with his starting quarterback, who looks a little frustrated. But Ward making a nice stop. They tried to screen it to Micah Joe Barrett, or Barnett, I should say. And he will stop. 4th down and 12, punting unit out. That'll be Theo Gibson to punt it. Ray Carter is the long snapper, and this is a poor punt off the side of his foot. Fans on the north side love it as it goes out of bounds near midfield. As it's only a 15-yard punt. And a short field now for Lee Summit North, and their fans are loving it here tonight. I'm telling you, this crowd is at a fever pitch on both sides. Liberty North had a ton of people come in. Then we had a thunderstorm roll through here, and they had to leave the field. But saw Coach Mosey look a little frustrated there, talking to his offense. Wants to get something going here on this 3rd drive of the night, Johnny.
Well, I think, you know, in a big-time game like this, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. And, 4 or 5 false start penalties really doesn't make a coach very happy. So, you know, just talking to his guys, they got to keep their composure. You know,
hydration break, Johnny.
We've got another hydration break. But, you know, it's one of those things where you kind of know that you're going to go through your lumps, but at the same time, you gotta get it cleaned up, or else, you know, you're not going to be in a ball game.
Jamar, a star at Blue Springs. As a star running back for the Wildcats, went on to Oklahoma and finished his career at Nicholls State. Andy Learman, a native of Lexington, Missouri, was the head coach there. 7th year at Liberty North, 2nd year as the head coach. So near midfield, short field. Let's see if they can get this offense going. Penalties have hurt this team. Liberty North showing some good defense. We'll end around with Howes, and he is stopped on the play. And sealing the edge there was Melvin Laster, waiting for him kind of at the pass here as he came around the corner. Here comes big number 9 to secure the tackle, Melvin Laster.
Yeah, and you see him just reading his way down the line, not really trying to over pursue. He sees his opening there and forces him back inside and allows those white jerseys to get around him and make a big time play there.
No gain, 2nd down and 10. Melvin, back-to-back Buchanan Awards, trying to be the first ever high school player out of Kansas City to go 3 times with the Buchanan Award. Nobody's ever done that. It's a big thing to him. On 2nd down and 10, Leonard over the middle, low and incomplete, looking for Mosey near the 44-yard line, and that was on the quarterback as he pats his chest. Leonard, that was a poorly thrown ball.
Yeah, good protection up front. Leonard had all the time in the world, just didn't really step into that throw. And again, you see Mosey, he's got the separation out there. Just got to deliver that ball to him and allow him to pick up those yards.
Mosey, 12 TD catches last year, 31 or 35. I'm selling him short. 35 D1 offers, already been offered to play in the Under Armour and U.S. Army All-Star games when he's a senior. So, wow. Highly touted player, Isaiah Mosey. 3rd down and 10. Back behind the sticks again is the Broncos. And now Leonard going to try to run for it. Meet Melvin Laster. He'll get the sack back near the 42-yard line. And it's going to be a 3 and out after they got the short field. This defense is coming up with some answers tonight, Johnny.
Yeah, and he's just spying the quarterback the whole time, just making sure he doesn't get outside that pocket. The minute he sees him run, you see Laster get down the line. And again, you see why this guy's been a 2-time Buchanan Award winner, is he does not miss tackles.
So the offense continues to sputter. And here's another pooch kick by Leonard. Cole Young going to let this one hit, and they're going to lose all kinds of field position. They're hoping it gets into the end zone, and it does for the touchback. So Cole Young not able to field it. And it's a 56-yard punt, but only 36 with the net as we check in with Bethany.
Thanks, guys. A little more on Melvin Laster. You've talked about him a ton. Obviously, he dominated that last drive and looking to become, like you said, 3-time Buck Buchanan Award winner. He's already 2-time Class 6 Player of the Year. Coach Learman talked about, it being pretty unheard of to be a 4-year starter in the Suburban Conference. The only other one he could think of course, he spent time at Kearney, was Cale Garrett at Kearney. He went on to play at Mizzou, also spent some time in the NFL. Kevin, maybe, you know about everything. Maybe you know someone else that started 4 years, but for Coach Learman, he couldn't think of too many others besides Cale Garrett, and then who we're seeing tonight, Melvin Laster.
Well, we obviously got the same information. He mentioned Garrett because of his Kearney Bulldog ties, so. No, I'm losing my brains, so I can't remember anybody else, so. I can't even see the numbers out there on the field for Lee Summit North in the red on the black, no contrast, so. Making a defensive play is Herman Burks, the safety, after a short run by Liberty North. And it'll be 2nd down and 7, 6 and some change left for our Hy-Vee at the half. Numbers and highlights brought to you by Hy-Vee. Once again, this game scheduled to start at 7, pushed back to 8:30 because of the heat. Had a thunderstorm tonight with a weather delay at 7 o'clock. So even if it was a 7 o'clock game, it would have been delayed because of lightning. Pass over the middle, through the tight end's hands, nearly intercepted by Isaac McIntosh. Ball hit the ground. They're saying incomplete.
Yeah, but I think they're going to get a unnecessary roughness.
Quarterback.
Defenseless
right.
Receiver.
Let's see what the call is. Watched a nice special Misha video this week. Points of emphasis and defensible players in defenseless positions. They're going to start calling more flags, according to the higher-ups at the Missouri State High School Activities Association. Okay, there it is. Well, they're trying to protect the player as... Oh, okay, offsetting penalties. All right, we had a holding penalty and a dangerous hit penalty.
Yeah, Tillman had all day to throw the ball. And you see the shot there to the midsection.
Yeah, that was Robin Lucas. Yeah, I want to protect the players, and they felt like he was defenseless. So offsetting penalty, 2nd down and 7. No harm, no foul, as this running play is stuffed at the line. As Liberty North trying to get that ground game going, but nothing doing there. As that was the transfer from center, Ja'Cory Love, an all-state player at center. Played for Brian DeLong and the Yellow Jackets, but transferred, 1,700 yards, 29 touchdowns for that very strong program. Going to play him as the 3rd running back. Also play him on defense as the defensive back. 3rd down and 7. And whistles before the snap. And encroachment on the defense. So this one will be, looks like a lineup situation, as now Jamar Mosey is pleading his case from the sidelines.
Well, Liberty North doing a good job with the snap count, get these guys to jump off sides, and now they're in a lot more favorable 3rd down situation here and run pass. So,
well, 3rd down and 2 with the penalty yardage. Eagles going to try to convert. Quick pass, and this is Keelan Smith. Headed to Nebraska. He's headed down his sideline for a 1st down as he's down to the 42-yard line, 14 yards. Keelan Smith headed to the University of Nebraska, and the son of the former Chiefs defensive end, Neil Smith, showing off some nice moves. He's the leading receiver thus far in this 1st half.
Yeah, and that's just the extension of the run game right there. Tillman catches and gets it right out. It's almost just like a toss play, but anytime you can get the ball into Keelan Smith's hands, he's going to do some big-time things. Right there, picking up a 1st down, 3rd and short. Again, Liberty North in no hurry here.
Yeah, they want to hold on to the ball, run the clock. They have a 22-yard field goal back in the 1st quarter. They want a deep ball for Keelan down the sidelines. Not there this time. As the coverage very good. That looked like Robin Lucas III. This is how old I am, Johnny. I did Robin Lucas's dad's basketball games when he was a star at Blue Spring South, and now here's his son out here playing. And Bethany wants me to remember 4-year starters. Jeez, 60 years old. Yeah, Robin Lucas II is a high school basketball coach now, but the guy was tremendous. He was the all-time leading scorer at Blue Spring South at one point. His son gonna play football, getting offers from Mid-American Nazarene, Mo West. 2nd down and 10. Quick pass again. This is that same play. Keelan Smith, this time the defense quicker to react to it and not much doing. I think that was Pearsall jumping out there. Maybe, was that Jay-Sean with the catch? Beg your pardon. Yeah, the 18 and the 15 are giving me problems here. Jay-Sean Ross and Keelan Smith. And now it's 3rd down after only a yard gain. 3rd down and 9.
You see Smith at the bottom of your screen, one-on-one coverage.
Rolling, throwing, pass going to be intercepted in midfield. Keelan Smith making the stop as the safety man reading the eyes of the quarterback. That's Isaac McIntosh, the free safety. Had 3 interceptions last year. His first pick of 2023.
And then you got a flag down here. I think you got a late hit.
Yeah, flag is down. Good point, Johnny. As
I think it's going to be.
Talk it out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be after the interception.
Well, first turnover and a short field. We saw.
I mean, as long as it wasn't a late hit on the quarterback.
Let Kyle Slusher work this out. And it's a personal foul on Liberty North. Well, Keelan Smith came up and made the tackle on the McIntosh interception. But there was a lot of pushing and shoving near the sideline.
15 yards from the end of the interception run.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to protect Tillman.
Well, it's hot outside. And somebody lost it for Liberty North. Jamar Mosey talking it over with the white hat. And once again, McIntosh stepping in front of Keelan Smith. He makes the stop, and then the blocking down the field. Yeah, you see Ja'Cory Love, the center transfer. Yeah. With the penalty. McIntosh's father, interesting note, Kevin, is a Simone winner. Back in the old Hickman Mills days, and there's no Hickman Mills High School anymore, but he won the Simone back in 1990. Went on to play for Mizzou and Bob Stahl. So after the penalty yardage, it'll be at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10, 3.5 to go before Hy-Vee at the half. And McIntosh, the big interception.
Yeah, and McIntosh just kind of read Tillman's eyes. I thought Tillman could have got rid of that ball a little bit sooner. I think Keelan Smith coming out of his break was expecting that ball and had to wait on it a little bit, but give a lot of credit to McIntosh for staying patient and making a big-time play. But Lee Summit North offense here, best field position they've had all night.
Officials timeout for hydration. And that gives Jamar Mosey another chance to get in the ear of Kyle Slusher. I think he's more frustrated with the officials or his offense tonight.
Combination of both, but
all right.
And we know, being on the sidelines, that both the players and the referees are probably going to get earfuls.
Thanks for getting us that air-conditioned suite for tonight's game. I'm really loving it up here. I need a coat.
It's a bit sticky.
Yeah, yeah. I'm dripping on my board here. It's sweat all over my board. Kind of hot and muggy tonight, but I guess it's going to be nicer tomorrow. So, but you know, if it's still hot, you're going to want to watch the St. James Volleyball Slam that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning on Spectrum News. Check that out. 8 a.m. only at the East Blue Valley. And if you're a Liberty North fan, they're in the Nancy Dorsey primetime 6:30 game against St. James Academy. That's kind of a scary game to be in. But Liberty North girls volleyball, excellent. They placed at state last year as they were 3rd. And 1st and 10. This is the other quarterback. And the runner coming in, that is Makai Mitchell, the junior. Didn't play much as a sophomore. Oh, make that Isaiah Mosey on a
just put him in the Wildcat.
Yeah, this is a Wildcat run. Okay. So they say Isaiah can get the touches at wide receiver. So they ran him on a Wildcat. All the nice creative plays. Leonard back in at quarterback. And as a wide open receiver, did the ball hit the ground? They're saying no, it is a catch and a touchdown. Tanner Howes. Boy, this is going to be close. As I thought this got some field turf. But they say it is a touchdown.
Well, either way, Howes did the right
21
thing.
yards. Boy, we need another look at this.
But either way, Howes did the right thing. He didn't try and make it seem like it hit the ground. He went,
Yeah, he just kept the
finished
play
the
alive.
play, 100%.
Officials did not call it, and it is a touchdown. Extra point try by Liam Kays. And it is up, and it is good. So the kicker makes it a 7-3 ball game. 3:07 to go. As Tanner Howes wide open in the flat. The question is, did this ball hit the turf? Yikes.
It looks like he got his hands underneath of it.
That ball hit the turf. This is a better angle here, Johnny. You make the call here. Oh, that hit the turf.
I don't see any black
I think he
pebbles.
one-hopped it. He short-hopped it.
Look at Howes, though, does a good job of getting the hands underneath of it. Hey, either way, sell job and finish. Like you said, everybody else on the field stopped.
Yeah, and there's no instant replay review, so when I saw it live, I thought it hit the turf.
I did as well.
But Tanner Howes
Great
kept
play
the play
design
alive.
as well.
21-yard reception and a touchdown. 7-3 Broncos leading the Eagles late in the second quarter. 4 receiving touchdowns for Howes, the All-State senior running back.
Lee Summit North capitalizes on the short field there to take a lead.
And kicking off will be Logan Houchin. The long hair, he's the kickoff specialist, the sophomore. So they have Kays doing the placements, Houchin on the kickoffs. And he'll squib it down the field. And this will be returned by the Eagles. Not much doing here, as Lee Summit North all fired up. It was River Theron on the return, a short one, and now here comes Tillman Martin in the offense. He just threw an interception. It was converted into 7 points, Johnny.
Yeah, and you like to see how Tillman's going to respond here. He's got 3 minutes on the clock. He's got plenty of time to work his team down the field. We'll see what Coach Learman and his guys decide to do. They've kind of not chewed the clock, but, you know, we're in no hurry getting up to the line of scrimmage previous 2 drives.
Carter stepping, throwing as his man down the sideline. That's Theo Gibson with a big-time catch and a first down. Theo, the senior wideout, goes for 23 and moves the chains for the Eagles.
And you see the blitz up the middle by Lee Summit North, but Tillman does a good job of keeping his eyes down the field, steps up. Either way, you get your team better field position here as they were backed up inside their own 20. And now we've got a player cramping for Lee Summit North.
That's Mike Lane down, the transfer from Park Hill South. Well, cramping usually isn't a problem. I mean, I've noticed it over the last few years. The guys have done a really good job of hydrating, but sometimes we see it. So 2:49 to go in your second quarter, and 7-3 at Lee Summit North lead. Taking advantage of an interception thrown by Tillman Martin. Yeah, he'll just try to drink some water and have to leave the field. Lane originally went to Winnetonka, then went to Park Hill South, and now he's at Lee Summit North. So 3 high schools, 3 years.
Transfer portal.
Yeah. Oh, okay. They have that in high school? Oh, all right. Well, he has left the field. He is their top cornerback. Now let's see if Liberty North wants to try to take advantage of that. I felt like they were going to put Lane on Ross and Keelan Smith in most situations. Now he is off the field. Let's see if there's an advantage to be gained. I see Mosey is out there. His dad's wanting him to play more DB. And again, this is an odd formation. They're trying to get him out of whack with the lineup. Play down the field, wide open. Man is open. Breaking free inside the 20. Ja'Cory Love inside the 15-yard line, and a big play for Liberty North, trying to get this team out of whack with their lineup, and they made him pay as the play goes for 49 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and you called it before the play that they really spread the field out, and you see Love speed burst right up the middle there.
And they go quickly, and they throw it into the flat to Keelan Smith. Let's go back to the play where they had to get lined up right, and they did not, and they burn them right down the middle of the field. And that's the transfer from center, Ja'Cory Love. Short catch on the first down as they went quickly. Now second down and 7 as we get closer and closer to halftime, as Liberty North trying to respond after a Tanner Howes touchdown catch. Now they slow things down, and Martin taking his time looking over at the OC, Lance Moore, Kearney guy. And now we've got a timeout.
Yeah, that play clock was down, and they definitely didn't want that 5-yard penalty. You can't take those timeouts in the second half, so good job by the Liberty North sideline noticing that. You know, sometimes your first game as a quarterback and you just make a big play, you know, the little things are checking that play clock, and sometimes those young quarterbacks forget to do that. And it's good to have those coaches that are aware of the situation.
Andy Learman told me this week, we're going to have some strange formations. You know why? So we want to see if the Broncos can line up correctly and defend it correctly, and they did not on that last one. They got burned for a big play, and Lance Moore, their offensive coordinator, gets credit. One of the many Kearney guys. Talked to Coach Kraus, special teams coach. Coach Luella, they got it's like Kearney has moved to Liberty North with all their coaching staff. And after the timeout, second down and 7, as they'll scrimmage from the 9-yard line, trying to grab back the lead as they led it 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. And they'll keep it on the ground. That's Barnett. Kid that played 8 games last year, then tore his ACL. And the coach saying he's RoboCop now because he's got a new ACL. But it still takes a while, even if you're a 16 or 17-year-old kid, to get back to your 100% self. But they said he was spry in the jamboree, and he's good to go. So he's out there. Now third down and 3 as we go under 2 minutes before halftime. Liberty North fans making noise. Lee Summit North fans cheering on their defense in this huge crowd up the middle. Barnett down near the 1-yard line and should have enough for the first down and goal to go situation.
Yeah, other than scoring a touchdown, that's the best thing for Liberty North there is we can keep this clock rolling.
They say he's a Division II prospect, is Barnett. Average 6.1 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, and a helmet is lost by Pearsall, so he's going to have to lead the field. And he's one of their best defenders. So when we see guys leave the field, this Bronco defense is affected. We saw Lane cramping up their best corner. This is one of their best linebackers leaving the field. And now the Broncos play a little short, and now they'll go quarterback sneak, and pressing in with the football is Tillman Martin, 190-pound junior from 1 yard out. And the Eagle fans celebrate on their side as they're adorned in cowboy hats and cowboy boots tonight. Cowboy theme. And now a player is slow to get up as we got a flag down in the end zone. That is Kamori Moore who's lobbying the official, but once again a flag down. So still waiting for the explanation. Even the public address announcer here waiting for the explanation, as trying to get this right. This is a pivotal play. So now they're saying a dead ball penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct on Lee Summit North. It's going to be, his mic is a little choppy, so I'll tell you it'll be addressed on the kickoff, as the PAT is not going to be try it here. Or are they going to try it? Yeah, it looks like they will try a 1 point. I'm so used to these teams wanting to go for 2 all the time.
I think
they were lined up, and when you got a kicker like Blue Renfro, I mean, they say he can hit from 50, but talking to Coach Kraus, their special teams coach, he said, yeah, that's practice, man. Wait till you're under the lights on a Friday night and it's muggy and you got to kick. Those are the kicks that count. So he's got 1 PAT tonight. Blue lining it up here, the junior. Theo Gibson will hold. Gray Carter will snap it. And he seems to really hit the ball cleanly, right on the screws. And it is a 10-7 lead for Liberty North, late stages, second quarter. Let's see what the penalty is here, Johnny. It's on the Broncos at the end. Okay, he gets the touchdown, a little celebrating, and then some pushing and shoving after the play. Broncos get penalized. And it's looked like
he must have said something.
Right, and then his teammate took umbrage to that and went after him, and the officials threw the flag.
Yeah, and you get the emotions ride high, especially, you know, you're trying to make a big defensive stop, but you know, you got to be smart. You can't cost your team those penalties. But
well, 6 plays, 83 yards. The 49-yard pass to Love, though, was the backbreaker, as they got him out of whack and trying to get lined up right, and they burned him down the middle of the field with that pass to Ja'Cory Love, and able to take advantage. And as there is Mosey deep back to retrieve this kick.
Oh, and you like the way Tillman Martin came back after throwing that interception. 2 big-time plays. Had the one on first down to Gibson, and then the one to Ja'Cory Love.
Now they're walking off the penalty yardage, so they're going to kick it.
I'm hoping he's going to go for
the field goal. Okay,
here.
all right, Johnny. Yeah. Go ahead, try to kick a field goal from the 45, huh?
You know,
yeah, he supposedly got this strong leg. Let's see.
And you'll see people celebrate.
All right. Johnny's made the call. Blue Renfro, junior kicker, Liberty North. And no. Got to the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now 1:33 to go before halftime. You still got time. There's Coach Kraus, the special teams coach, talking to his kicker. Well, we've seen the Broncos use Isaiah Mosey at quarterback. And we've seen the runner in Mitchell, and then we've seen Leonard. So this looks like Leonard is coming out for the snap. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Elijah Leonard, 1 TD pass. Tanner Howes, 22 yards, quick pass in the flat. And this one does one hop. Howes, incomplete. Incomplete.
Again, you see Leonard just not really getting behind those throws very well, and had Howes had some yards in front of him.
Yeah, he's been open
made the
on this
catch.
play. Somebody is, I think Coach Learman's going to have to find somebody to, a safety man, cover the back coming out of the backfield, or one of the linebackers. They have kind of a high safety man, but Howes has been open. And that one hopped Howes. And this will be Mosey in there for a wildcat run. Only way I can tell that's Isaiah is because he's got that thing hanging out the back. Yeah, the hood. 100-degree night, and he's wearing a hoodie. But, you know, he's trying to give these other teams that are going to be playing the Broncos later in the year some new looks, with Isaiah playing some quarterback tonight, or wildcat. Now we get a timeout.
Timeout by Liberty North.
So they're trying to get a quick 3 and out, maybe get the football back.
So that was their final timeout of the half.
All right. Broncos look like they still have timeouts left in the hopper. Have 3 of them to be exact,
but I like it because, you know, Coach Learman, he's kind of putting the pressure on.
Well, his
Lee
defense has really played
yeah.
good all night. You know, they gave up a score after a short field interception, but their offense let the defense push back. Coming up next week, we're in Blue Springs. Blue Springs South Plain hosts to Rockhurst, and talking to coaches this week, these are the 2 teams you need to watch. They're on the rise, according to coaches in the area. Rockhurst number 6 in our poll, 11 for the Jags. And then if you're a Kansas high school aficionado, our first game Friday, September 8th is an EKL game, Blue Valley Northwest at St. Thomas Aquinas. So there you go. That's the lineup coming up. So angry Rockhurst. They've been struggling. They almost beat Liberty North last year. Andy Learman was one of those guys that was saying, hey, watch out for Rockhurst this year. Kelly Dono had a bunch of juniors that are coming back. Pass down the field looking for Mosey. Looked like he used his offhand to clear off. Incomplete nonetheless. The coverage very good. As that was Easton Goss had the coverage, and he took the little push off there.
Well, it looks like, I don't know if it was his dad, but one of the coaches on the sideline, you know, telling him to, you know, he can't get so inside the numbers. Because Leonard was kind of throwing that ball just on the bottom of the numbers, and it looked like Mosey was a little bit inside that target line. So,
well, let's see. Again, Cole Young has been the guy the safety that drops back, but they kind of make sure they got the gunners all covered, and then Cole Young not going to field this one. It's going to cost him a lot of field position as it trickles inside the 20-yard line near the 16. And a 54-yard punt with a lot of roll, Johnny. And I don't know. I thought Cole Young would be able to field that one, but when in doubt, you're told just to let it fall because you don't want to muff it and put it on the field.
Yeah, he's backpedaling as the ball's being punted, so he's not really giving himself a good opportunity, but either way, good punt. And looks like they're going to pin Liberty North back in deep into their territory. And
well, flip it around here, a quick 3 and out. Can you get it back with your timeouts if you're the Bronco defense, who's played very good tonight as well? There's the numbers tonight. 1 rushing touchdown of 1 yard by Tillman Martin. Tillman in the offense, out of the gun. Quick pass to the sideline and a missed tackle, and Keelan Smith bolts down the sideline for a big gain out near the 39-yard line. 23 yards, and if you miss this guy, he will make you pay.
Yeah, and you see the missed tackle. I mean, he's a big guy. He uses his body really well, almost like a basketball player. Then just works his way up the sideline, and like you said, Kev, he's got that stride that.
Well, I mean, he's going to play in the Big Ten. He's going to Nebraska. His dad played in Nebraska, so he's a big-time player. Once again, they raved about the best skill position group they've ever had for the Eagles.
We're gonna have a delay of game. So play clock hit 0. And if you're wondering where Liberty North needs to get for a field goal attempt, probably the 30-yard line is. The wind's picked up a little bit, and it's into Liberty North's face.
Yeah, it is. Good point, Johnny. He will be kicking against the wind, but they said they would allow him to kick a long field goal because they feel he's got a strong enough leg. But with that wind, I'm thinking that 50-yard leg might be 40. And fading near the sideline to Keelan Smith, nearly intercepted by Lane, who's back in. Great coverage by Michael Lane, as it looked like a rebounder just boxing out and knocking this ball away from Keelan Smith.
And it's like the ball kind of got held up in the wind here a little bit. You see Smith doing a good job at just breaking that up, but yes, this wind's picked up in the last 5 minutes, and I think Tillman Martin just kind of threw that one up and got hung up. Fortunate it was not intercepted.
Second down and 15, and play is blown up. Let's see if they want the quick timeout for the defense. As the defense shuts down the running play, and clock is stopped, and it is, there you go, Bronco timeout.
They still have 2 left.
Yep. Third down and 16 on the Hy-Vee High School game of the week. Kevin White, Johnny Beck, Bethany Bowman. Mark Simcox, the defensive coordinator.
Officials timeout on the field.
Sets this defense.
That's a timeout from the Lee Summit North Broncos.
Don't forget the big slam tomorrow. Bright and early, 8 a.m. for the first matchup. Olathe East and Blue Valley, and all you Liberty North volleyball fans, 6:30, St. James Academy. They'll have the gym packed. Cisneros and the crew there, you better get ready. I'm sure Nancy Dorsey will have those girls all fired up for that matchup. 6:30, Liberty North girls on Spectrum News tomorrow, channel 323, or check your local listings. Well, the fans making a lot of noise on third down and long. Quarterback in trouble, and he is sacked. How many guys are going to get a piece of this sack? Well, this is the guy they bring in on third down and long, Saron Harrison. Big, strong kid. They're their most improved player, number 21. He made the first contact. What's interesting about Saron is they said he's the most improved player on defense. And last year, the guy that he said was the most improved player on defense, Williams Winery, is now one of the best players in the whole country. So maybe keep an eye on 21 for Lee Summit North.
Well, and Harrison's a guy who's going to, thrive if Winery's getting double teamed and Moore's getting double teamed. So he's going to have that single coverage on the outside and takes advantage of it right there.
I just want to look through my notes. I said, who is the guy he picked as the most improved player? Williams Winery. The tall, skinny kid he saw in the cafeteria who didn't play freshman football, but he knew he didn't play basketball. So he went to Williams and said, you want to play some football? Yeah, maybe, yeah. You're going to have to work hard. And he did work hard. And now that tall, skinny guy is the #1 player in the country, according to a lot of these recruiting websites. There's about 1 million of them, so. And the punting unit out. So Tanner Howes back to return this punt. Theo Gibson to punt it away. I wouldn't punt it to Tanner. Tanner's going to let this hit. The yardage isn't a big amount as it'll go down to the 42-yard line. 31 yards, no return. But Johnny, you still got time, 23.4. And you still have a timeout.
And you've got the wind behind you, so.
Yeah, but their kicking game not as strong.
If you can get to the 20, I think, you're trying to find a target that you're trying to get to. Got to make sure that
K's range is more in the 35 range.
you got to get to the 18.
Well, you never know.
But first and foremost, you got to make sure you're getting out of bounds. You got to make sure you're getting back up to the line of scrimmage. Can't waste any valuable time here. As at least Summit North comes out here to try and put some points on the board before halftime.
Good field position, low snap. Leonard has all kinds of time. Goes middle, the catch is made. This is Isaiah Mosey, still fighting, breaking free. Look out! I am to the house, touchdown! You gotta take #2 to the ground or he'll kill you. 59 yards, just like that, for the top 10 wide receiver in the class of 2025, Isaiah Mosey. So what, 14 seconds for Isaiah to do damage? Liam K's in for the PAT. Right-footed soccer-style kicker, and he drives it through. It's up and good, and now...
I think you're going to get a penalty for jumping over the long snapper.
So right now, the PAT is not been put on the board. It went through, but now Kyle Slusher is trying to resolve the penalty. Okay, they've credited the PAT, unsportsmanlike conduct after the play on Liberty North. Penalty is declined, kick is good.
Yes, go back to this catch by Mosey. Good protection up front by Lee Summit North's offensive line, and then see him put the brakes on there, and you think these guys got him wrapped up, and just keeps his feet moving. Bad tackling there by Liberty North. They've done a pretty good job all night, but that's why Isaiah Mosey's a big-time recruit right there, because he's able to take a 25-yard pass play and turn it into a 59-yard touchdown catch.
Yeah, you can't tackle by the jersey. And that was Strawn, safety man. And Isaiah made him pay. On back to school night, I asked his own father, I said, what's this recruitment situation looking like? And give me the inside skinny on your kid. And he said, well, I'll tell you, he really likes Oregon. And I said, well, okay, the Nike, the fancy, everything's cool in Eugene. He said, well, Dan Lanning is there, who coached at Park Hill South at one point. As we go back to the penalty, is, you can't jump over the center. That's excessive use of athleticism, Johnny. That's the penalty on that one. Yeah, he made it. That's like, okay, we know you're athletic, but Isaiah knew Dan Lanning back when he was an assistant with his dad as a little boy, and now he's making $5-6 million a year for the Oregon Ducks, and that relationship. Remember the Barry Odom, all these relationships you hear about. But he's nowhere close to making a decision. He's only a junior, but he really likes Oregon because of Coach Lanning and that relationship. He's known him since he was a little kid.
So I think they thought that it was going to be assessed on the kickoff.
Oh, I thought they declined the penalty.
They did.
Took the points.
Yeah.
Okay, so they move him back to the 40, and they'll kick it here. Looks like this is going to be Liam Case. Houchin kicked the last one and hit a runner down the field, and this is another runner down the field. And it'll be fielded by River Theron, and he'll get it across the 31-yard line, and we're down to 3.7 before halftime.
Assume we'll just see a knee here.
Yeah, you would think so. Special teams work there. Israel Weldon coming down on special teams. He's wearing a Oregon Ducks headband there, so his dad wasn't lying to me. I thought it was for all the wrong reasons, though. All the cool gear you get from Nike and all that, it's because he likes Coach Lanning, and Lanning is a young coach. He's only like 36 years old. And he'll take a knee, and we have reached halftime. What a ball game here. Started 90 minutes late, and we have reached halftime. 14-10, the home team on top. Late 59-yard touchdown by Leonard. His second touchdown pass of the night. And he connects with Isaiah Mosey as we send it down to Bethany.
Coach, you lead 14-10. Big play by none other than your son, Isaiah. How much momentum does that give your team?
Good, going into the locker room. Yeah, it's been up and down, back and forth. So that was a huge play with, I don't know how much, with 30-something seconds left. That's a big play for us going in that halftime.
Going into the halftime locker room, what adjustments do you want to see made the most?
A lot of things were making, just mistakes up front. We gave up a long pass down the middle there. Linebacker was just wrong. Just simple things, but it's good coaching too by them. So it's continue to just critique some of the things that we're just not doing right. And pass protection, we've gotten sacked, penalties, right? So we got some things to talk about.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Coming back, Hy-Vee at the half. Numbers, highlights. 14-10, week 1, Missouri high school football. 1 versus 2 in the city and the state here on Spectrum News. Hy-Vee proud to support Kansas City high school athletics. Teams getting ready to go for the start of the third quarter. Broncos by 4 at the halftime break. Hy-Vee numbers now. And what stands out for you, Johnny?
Well, obviously the penalties, the 9 for 55, and I think most of those were false starts and encroachment penalties. So something Coach Mosey sure talked to his guys about. And you still want them to come out playing aggressive, but you just want to be smart. And then just the 1 turnover. I think, both teams took care of the ball pretty well. And look forward to seeing a great second half here.
And the 1 turnover interception by Isaac McIntosh. And that was converted into the Howes touchdown. Liberty North has won 4 straight. They'll have the football to start the second half. They won the opening coin toss, deferred their option to the second half. So they'll be getting the football. Let's see how they come out of the halftime locker room. Remember, they get here early and they had to kind of wait outside the locker room for a couple hours as that thunderstorm rolled through, as the fans all geared up for the second half. There's a lot of people here tonight. And Johnny Beck thinks he'll make it home in 18 minutes after the game. Man, you're on a fantasy drive out, Johnny?
Just block the traffic getting out.
Yeah, yeah.
Once I get on the street,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'll let
It's out of the
Lee
parking
Summit
lot.
Police know that they need to block a way out for you to get back on the highway so you can get back to Kansas there. Well, Eagles 12-1 last year. And trying to get a road victory to start 2023 after a tough loss in the semifinals to CBC. The Cadets beat this team, and they beat the Broncos of Lee Summit North. So the Cadets have gone back-to-back. Scott Pingle, their head coach, he's got 5 state crowns now under his belt, and they always have elite talent. DeSmet's really good. I'm hearing Nix is really good. Columbia Rockbridge, some of the teams to watch this year. Of course, Kansas City's got Rockhurst, Blue Springs South, some of the teams that some of the coaches mentioned to me. All right, the fans raring to go. Third quarter clock is set, and we are ready for the start of the third quarter. And it'll be Liam Kays to kick off. River Theron, one of the deep guys back there. Looks like Ja'Cory Love as well. It's like a muff by Ja'Cory. Picks it up at the 16. And he's got some nifty moves to transfer from center. And he'll make it out near the 27-yard line. And Tillman Martin had a rushing touchdown. Had an INT, as Ja'Cory saying, I was this close to breaking that for a long one. Here comes the 6'4", 190-pound junior quarterback. Doesn't look like he's sped up. The game's not too fast for him. And he goes empty. And now again, these are some formations. They're trying to get Lee Summit North misaligned. They go empty to start the third quarter. Quick pass. And this might be a lateral. This ball is live. It's picked up. And the tackle is made down near the 3-yard line. So that will be a lateral. And the ball is picked up and returned by Alex Block, the outside linebacker, as Micah Joe Barnett could not catch it. The ball went backwards and Block, Johnny on the spot, makes the play.
And you could see the referee. He knew it. I mean, he pointed again.
And it'll be first and goal from the 3 after Block, the returning starter, outside linebacker, making the tremendous play. Leonard in at quarterback. Low snap. Leonard will just try to take off, and he runs into Laster, who tried to kind of rip the ball and tackle him all at the same time. And nothing really doing on that first down play, but turnover number 2 for the Broncos as they get the takeaway from the Eagles, as this pass went clearly backwards. He was near the 20, and the ball ended up near the 17, 18-yard line, and Block makes the stop. And then Modi Williams, the state wrestling champion, makes the tackle and then gets a little body slam at the end of this play.
Yeah, good job of not giving up on the play.
All right, second down and goal. And this running play is going nowhere as well, as this is Quade Chapman, and he is blown up. Well, the thing about Melvin is, Johnny, the weight loss, 30 pounds, so much faster. And I tell you what, when you get tackled by this guy, you feel it.
Well, you saw the explosiveness through the hole, and you know he was read and run all day long there. And anytime he gets going downhill, and I'm saying he does not miss tackles.
Well, they started at the 3, and now they're back near the 6-yard line, so they're in reverse. Now third down and goal, trying to take advantage of the turnover. Leonard throwing, man in the back of the end zone, touchdown. And that will go to Cray Burns, a junior wide receiver, their possession guy who got open at the back line of the end zone and makes a 6-yard touchdown catch. And again, the Broncos taking advantage of the turnovers.
And you see Leonard doing a good job at just buying time. Avoids the sack. Looked like he was going to maybe take a run for the end zone there. Kept his eyes down the field. He was strike for a touchdown.
Liam Kays tacks on the extra point. So the early turnover converted into points. Leonard able to buy time and find Burns in the back of the end zone. Three-touchdown passing night for Elijah Leonard.
Yeah, what a big-time way to start the second half for Lee Summit North. Like you said, Kev, taking full advantage of the short field. Look there like Liberty North may try and force a field goal, but Leonard's got the playmaking ability, so that's his third toss of the night.
Well, the Bronco faithful, they've been here early, fighting the heat, fighting the thunderstorms that rolled through here. Get out here to cheer on their team. They love the Broncos. And now they have a 21-10 breathing room lead as Liam Kays to send it back to the Eagles. And again, Ja'Cory Love from the 7-yard line on the return, stumbling, and now breaking down the sidelines, has blockers in front of him. Ja'Cory said, "I was close last time." Can he beat the man? Yes, touchdown. 93 yards, the transfer from center. Ja'Cory Love, the big play. And the Eagles strike right back. Extra point coming up by Blue Renfro. Well, how do you win teammates and friends when you're a transfer from center? You do that, but after that kick to start the third quarter, he made a gesture like I was this close to breaking it. This time he breaks it. Good blocking down the sidelines. And it is a 93-yard kickoff return by Ja'Cory Love. And Renfro tacks on the extra point, 21-17. Breathing room no more for the home team.
Yeah, and he makes the first guy miss. And like you said, Kevin, Liberty North did a good job of keeping a hat on a hat. And Ja'Cory Love just sees all those white jerseys, gets the edge, and then you see the breakaway speed here as he just takes it all the way to the house, almost untouched. Had that little slip there. Man, when you need a big-time play. We saw Ja'Cory Love last year, center versus Pleasant Hill, and I think that was a 5 or 6 touchdown night for him, so we know what he can do when the football's in his hands.
1,700 yards, 29 touchdowns for the Yellow Jackets. Track star, 4.6 in the 40. We saw that on display, but got some great blocking on the sidelines by his teammates once he kind of got through that first wave, and he's letting everybody know about it. I was wondering if they were going to kick it to him. Thought they'd go to the other side and give somebody else a look, and Ja'Cory made them pay.
Well, you said it. He felt like he could take one to the house. The one before, he just got tripped up. Go out on a limb and say they don't kick it to him again.
Well, this one going to get in the end zone off the foot of Renfro. So 1st and 10 from the 20. And team's starting to land some blows, scoring some points as we got a player cramping up near the 16-yard line as we check in with Bethany.
Well, guys, I'm over here on the Liberty North sideline, and Ja'Cory Love does not look like he is, excited, happy to have scored that touchdown, but you can tell he has a fire in his eyes. He is pacing the sideline. The other guys on this team are coming up, telling him how good of a play that was, and he just responds with, "We are not losing this game." He is fired up. He wants to win, and you saw that on that last play, 93 yards to the house.
All right, Bethany, we're in a injury timeout for a cramping player. And this player is up and coming off the field. Once again, temperatures were horrible all week in Kansas City, especially Monday. Monday was the hottest day of the year. It was like 102 and muggy. Today wasn't great either. It was 100, but these guys had to limit their practices, heat restrictions. Liberty North practiced from 6 until 8, even though it was like 85 degrees at 6 a.m. or 5:30 when they got there. From the 20, 1st and 10, quick pass to the outside. And this is Isaiah trying to turn it up the field. Not much running room. It's kind of bunched up. Check that last catch. That was Elmani Vance. Yeah, he didn't have the hoodie on underneath, so I should have known there. Is Elmani Vance with his first catch. So they've hit Cray Burns for a touchdown. Vance with his first catch. Isaiah's lit up the scoreboard. Haven't hit the tight end yet. Bray. 2nd down and 7, Leonard. Good time, going deep down the field, and his man can't make the catch. Fans want some interference as there was some contact, as that was Cray Burns who's a little shaken up. He's helping the ref by going to get the football.
I thought it was good coverage down the field. Yeah, I don't think there was any contact. Ball just a little bit underthrown.
Nope. Yep. Coverage there by Ethan Welcome. 165-pound senior. And Burns is now cramping up as he goes to the sideline. 3rd down and 7. Eagles looking for a quick 3 and out. Leonard flushed. Laster chasing him. Throwing, and the pass intercepted. Coming up and making a big play is Jordan Strawn. Throwing against his body with Laster right in his grill. Leonard throws a big interception, and the Eagles now will have the short field. Strawn was the guy trying to make the jersey tackle on Isaiah Mosey, redeeming himself here in the 3rd quarter.
And again, you're looking where Laster's at, and he's just reading the quarterback's eyes. And once Leonard gets out of the pocket, Laster's going stride for stride, and Leonard's got to make a decision, and just tries to make a play, but Strawn with the good coverage, good INT, and man, how many times has momentum shifted in this game tonight?
Jordan Strawn, they said, had a great summer. The most improved player on their defense. But in the first half, he tried to grab Isaiah Mosey by his jersey, and he broke free for a long touchdown. Now making up for it in the 3rd quarter. Running play, right side, some running room. And running to the 30-yard line, I believe that was Barnett. Turnover chain there for Jordan. Jordan spelled with an H in his name. Good one, Mom. Throwing that extra letter there. As he is checking the videotape there, you see what the kids are looking at. Highly advanced there as they're looking at the videotape. As, again, running play, not doing too much. Running on the inside against those big hosses is Micah Joe Barnett. But you got Big Baby, you got Durden, both 300-pound guys there in the middle, and then you got Williams Winery. He's had a sack earlier in the ball game. Well, another big down and distance coming up. 3rd down and 5. Trying to take advantage of the Strawn interception. Pass near side, right through the hands of Smith. Incomplete. Coverage was there, but I think if you asked Keelan, he would have said, I should have caught that ball.
Yeah, Tillman Martin getting that ball out quick. As Keelan's coming out of his break, he's unable to pull that ball in, and I think they'll go for it here.
Well, we don't see Blue Renfro, their long-range kicker, coming out, so they will go. Down 21-17, 4th down and 5. Scrimmaging in enemy territory. No flags down. The quarterback going to be sacked. Going down in a heap. And they get the big sack. It's Alex Block. He's made 2 huge defensive plays for the Broncos here in the 3rd quarter. Outside linebacker.
Yep, just on the blitz, trying to get pressure in Tillman's face. But they get there quick enough to where Liberty North, the receivers really weren't able to get in and out of their routes quick enough.
And as Johnny mentioned, yet another momentum shift.
Yeah, I mean, Liberty North had field position, and we're going to get another hydration break.
Well, Block had the scoop and take it inside the 5-yard line on the lateral and gets the big sack. Coach Mosey says he's a weight room guy, super strong, returning starter, and he expects plays from this guy. As Mark Simcox is the defensive coordinator. As we enjoy a hydration break. 7:51 to play in the 3rd quarter. Next week, we're at Blue Springs South. Rockhurst BSS. It's next Friday, September 1st. Pay your bills, watch the game. Number 6, Rockhurst at number 11, Blue Springs South. Kansas fans, our first game September 8th. Blue Valley Northwest at St. Thomas Aquinas. And of course, volleyball all day tomorrow from the St. James Volleyball Slam. Spectrum News, channel 323, or check your local listings. Huge day in volleyball. Kansas City, a huge volleyball town. This is Howes, Tanner Howes, making everybody miss across midfield to the 45-yard line. 16-yard run by Hughes as another player cramping up. Once again, trainers out for a player cramping up.
Right after the hydration break.
It's duly noted by the coaches who cramps up on Friday nights, by the way. Tanner Howes, the young guy, you see him just walking down the street, you think, God, this guy, he's got a baby face, he doesn't look like much, but 5'8", 170, All-State last year, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns, and he split time with Quincy Baker. Baker had over 1,000 yards, but how much do they trust Tanner Howes? I'll say he'll get the most touches of anybody on this team, and that's including Isaiah Mosey, who's touched it a lot here in this ball game thus far. We'll have to wait and see on that one, as Ja'Cory Love is the player that is cramped up. You had Ja'Cory playing in the secondary. Broncos, and they would play him at free safety, and he would get some reps at running back and return kicks. And we saw that 93-yard kickoff return. Well, after the long run by Tanner Howes, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 45-plus side for the Broncos. High snap, and the ball doesn't fall in favor of Leonard, and he's just going to have to eat it way back to his 42-yard line, and he's complaining that snaps was bad. Now, this was a problem in last year's game. They had problems with the center snaps, and it really cost them. Liberty North says they were the ones causing those problems by doing things on the defensive line. And I was assured by the Broncos coaching staff that the snapping would not be a problem tonight. Walker is their center, and it's really the first one. There's been a few low ones, but that was one where you saw Leonard kind of gesture like, come on, man, that was way over my head. Now 2nd down and 21. Chapman to the edge. Quaid gets it near the 41, but this is coming back as there's a flag now. Looked like an illegal block on the edge on the Broncos.
You see it right there at the top of your screen. Hard to tell, maybe 25.
Looked like he was blocking the linebacker and getting some jersey. And that was the linebacker on the inside, Brock Schneider. He even said to the officials, he went there, he's grabbing me. As they will repeat 2nd down, and it's getting longer and longer. Bad snap, penalty. Second and a country mile for this Bronco team as they lead at 21-17, 3rd quarter. And again, the quarterback's got to eat it. Jay-Sean Ross, defensive end, came flying in, the Division I prospect. And Leonard just said, I'll just eat it.
Yeah, and you see the outside linebacker come on the blitz, and looks like the tackle decided to go to him, leaving Jay-Sean Ross unblocked, and not the guy who you want to leave unblocked.
Look at that body. Look at those arms. That guy's a D1 prospect, and the recruiting situation for him is it's opened up. He's wide open. He's going to start new and fresh. So if you're a recruiter, make your pitch to Jay-Sean. Draw play, and the ball is knocked free, but goes out of bounds. So Quaid Chapman had a little running room, and then the ball squirted out, and saw his eyes get big. Luckily, the ball went out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down and long, and expect a punt here. Let's see. Yeah, Quaid gets to the edge here, and yep, ball went right to his sideline. And again, they will do all kinds of moving around. Now, Cole Young kind of slow to get back. He needs to get back to stop the field position. And again, it's over his head. Now, he will get to return this from the 10. He has some running room. Cole Young, he get 20 yards. So that's 58 yards on the punt, 20 yards on the return, Johnny. But the fact that he went back and fielded it was the big thing. And the Eagles will take over. Decent field position, but Leonard's done a good job punting the football.
Yeah, he's got 3 over 50 yards. He's got a 58, he's got a 54, and he's got a 56. He's going to be the state leading punter after week 1.
Yeah, week 1, you lead. And this is a running play. And look who's back on the field. It's Micah Joe Barnett. running for a nice gain off the left side. Good job of the offensive line opening things up. Got Gifford, Richardson, McNeil. Saw Modi Williams making a nice tackle, and Manny Conley. Nick Bright seeing some time as well, but opened up a nice hole off the left side for a first down run by MJ Barnett. Micah Joe Barnett. And there's Micah again.
He went right back to the same play.
Yeah, nice running play. Player looked like he was shaken up after making the tackle, and we got a player down.
5 yards on the play. We got a player down. Tackled by number 9, Chase Pearsall.
Pearsall made the stop, and I think he was, is he the guy that's kind of fell awkwardly there? I don't think this is a cramping situation. Looked like the way he fell was on his shoulder or side. Maybe it's a cramping situation, who knows? Jamar Mosey out to check on Pearsall. 12 D1 offers. Nearly had an interception early on. Yeah, might have got his leg caught and rolled up on. Let's see. His leg is right there, and somebody fell on his legs, and he immediately lets go of Barnett after his legs got crunched. So maybe he bruised his shin or upper part of his ankle. Body's falling on him. Looks to be in a lot of pain, though. Second down and 5 as the Eagles scrimmaging at the 45-yard line. And this is River Theron, and he is blown up on the play. And that's a block again. Boy, he's had a great third quarter here, Johnny. Also, Ward was involved, but Block is really making his presence felt.
Yeah, he's got a nose for the football tonight, the run game, and we know what he's done in the passing game with that fumble return.
Fans really making a lot of noise on the home side for their defense. Third down and 8. Trying to get this team off the field, and they find Gibson, and he's tripped up. Theo Gibson makes a nice catch, avoids contact, and stumbles down to the 35-yard line, and they'll give him 23 yards and a first down as they convert to third down and 8. What a catch, and then there's contact coming, kind of swerves by him, and that's a big-time catch for the Eagles.
Just got enough of his leg to take him down. Thought maybe Gibson was going to be able to stay on his feet, but got another player cramping. And right now they're just telling the players to fall on the field if they can't get off. So I don't think midnight is happening.
Once again, the game was delayed by 90 minutes for heat-related reasons. The player is Herman Burks, strong safety for North. Eagles driving, trying to grab the lead back here in the third quarter in this seesaw affair. 1 versus 2. 2 top teams in the state, 2 top teams in the city. Battling week 1. All kinds of media, all kinds of people here. Man, a lot of people here in Lee Summit tonight to watch this game. High expectations with these 2 powerhouse programs. Tillman stepping up and going down as he is sacked on the play.
I think that's more.
Yeah, that is Big Baby Kamori Moore headed to OU, who coach says is fast for a guy that weighs almost 300 pounds. I would agree here. Look at his moves. Yes. Martin had no shot, and Big Baby records the sack. He had 2 sacks last year, but his big deal was 21 quarterback hurries. That's where he really made a difference, harassing the quarterback. 2nd down and long, 2nd down and 13. Swing pass, River Theron, and he is whacked on the sideline. Michael Lane coming up from the secondary. He'll hit you.
You're kind of in that weird field position where, you're making that decision. Is this 2-down territory or 4-down territory? You've got 2 plays to get it.
Well, we saw him go for it on a 4th down and get stuffed. Fans again making all kinds of noise. 3rd down and 10. Has a man broken up. Looking for Gibson again, and the secondary does a good job. That is Michael Lane, their top corner, and he's got an offer from Pitt State, and he's the guy they say is their top cover corner, and he's made back-to-back plays.
Yeah, and you could see him going in there. He was wanting that interception. Gibson doesn't get his hand on the ball. I think Lane's got himself a big-time play there, but Liberty North's going to try and pin Lee Summit North. They are punting into the wind, so you can pretty much get a full punt here. You can get that ball up in the air.
And it's Gibson punting. He had the last target, and this is a nice punt working inside the 10 near the 8-yard line. So what a nice pinning punt by the Eagles, but they trail 21-17 late 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you hate punting in that situation, but anytime you can get the result inside the 10-yard line, I think you'll take that every time. Good punt by Gibson.
Leonard and the offense coming out. They'll start deep in their own territory back at the 8-yard line. 1st and 10. Motion by Lane, who will play some wide receiver as Tanner Howes with a nice 1st down run as Laster takes him to the ground and always kind of gives everybody extra business there at the end of his tackle. Some officials will.
He's got 1 speed, and it's
yeah, but
it's full speed.
Once you got him on the ground, you don't have to screw drive him into the ground. I don't know. Some officials may call that, but knowing the resume for Melvin Laster, they probably won't. 2-time Buchanan Award winner and co-defensive player of the year in Class 6. But 2nd down and 3. Tanner again. Oh, nice cutback.
But guess who's there waiting for him?
Yeah, Melvin again. Another tackle. An angry tackle, too.
Yeah, and it looked like he overran it a little bit, but you talked about him focusing on his body in the offseason and able to make the cutback with the running back. And you see right there, staying patient, making a big-time play.
Looked like he was going for a fumble strip, and he kept him away from the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and less than a yard for the Broncos. Leading by 4. 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter as Chapman runs for a 1st down for the Broncos. And now do we see the Broncos kind of use their big offensive line and try to run the football and kind of play keep away from the Eagles? I mean, it's amazing to see a high school line that goes 290, 300, 280, 290, 285. That's a big high school offensive line. And the tackles, Pate and Williams, are considered D1 prospects, but they're juniors, and Coach Mosey says this is their prove-it year as Leonard wants a deep ball down the field. And incomplete.
Again, great coverage down the field.
Is that Mosey? What happened to the hoodie?
I think it's still there.
Oh, he just tucked it in a little bit? All right. And he went to lay out for this and it went right through his hands.
Just didn't really have good vision on the ball as the coverage.
Yeah, the coverage is pretty good there by Strawn.
Yeah.
Strawn nearly got his yellow glove on it. Strawn has an interception in the third quarter. Only turnover tonight for the Broncos. 2nd down and 10 as Coach Mosey continues to coach his squad here in the third quarter in this week 1 game. Pressure up the middle. Pass is caught. Not much doing as Howes got the screen pass and the safety man Cole Young all over that, just reading the play nicely, makes the stop. A strong safety.
Laster untouched up the middle, forcing Leonard to get rid of that ball. Good open field tackle by Young.
Clock winding out on your third quarter.
Yeah, play clock's getting under 10 here. See if Leonard recognizes that.
Well, the coaching staff does, and they'll take the timeout. Timeout Lee Summit North. As we're down to 13 seconds to go in your third quarter. Broncos facing a 3rd down and long, leading by 4 against a team that's beaten them 4 straight times. Last win 2018 for Lee Summit North. Last year's game 17-7. As the Broncos threw 2 interceptions, but the stats were pretty even. But the snaps didn't work out for the Broncos. And had a couple of turnovers, and it was an Eagle win, 17-7. But now looking for the payback to start 2023 are the Broncos facing 3rd down and 8. End of the third quarter.
We got Mosey in the slot here. Comes in motion.
Jet sweep with Mosey. He's going to throw it. Has a man down the field. And it's complete to Tanner Howes up to midfield. So a little razzle-dazzle with the coach's son, Isaiah Mosey. And he completes the pass and converts the 3rd down and long. 23 yards. Tanner Howes.
I thought Mosey did a good job of selling the run.
Yeah, he really didn't raise the football too early to let the defense, clock winding out on your third quarter, but a big play by Mosey, and the Broncos convert 3rd down and long as they lead it. Fourth quarter coming up next. You're on Spectrum News. Start of the fourth quarter, midfield, new set of downs. Broncos trying to close out this game at home against the number 2 team in the state, Liberty North. Play action, Leonard down the field, and he has his man. The catch, the turn, the touchdown. Lee Summit North. William Ray, the sophomore wide receiver, got away from the defender. Leonard, his 4th touchdown pass of the night. And the Broncos strike quickly here in the fourth quarter. 50 yards on the pass to William Ray. And now they're saying he went out of bounds. Spot the football at the 15. Let's see here. So it's not a touchdown. See if we can see on the replay. Goes as a 35-yard play, so Ray stepped out. Running play, cut back. And Chapman with the run. I mean, he broke away from the defender and just had to run out on his own volition here.
Well, you see Ray do a good job of that ball's in the air.
Okay.
Play,
okay, yeah, I guess.
It's that left foot.
Yeah, they got him out there. Welcome, able to get that foot out. Just barely got out of bounds and takes points off the board, and now they'll spot it at the 11-yard line. 4-yard run, 2nd down and 6, but Broncos trying to put a dagger in this game. Looked like he wanted to throw back, now throws near side, and the receiver wasn't even looking for the ball.
Well, that was that same play they threw the touchdown pass on in the first half. But I think they had a little conversation at halftime of somebody needing to take Howes out of the backfield. You see right here, that outside linebacker.
Yeah. 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, big play here for Lee Summit North. See if they find a way to get the ball into Mosey's hand.
With a running play, and that's going to be close.
I think they're going to give it to him. I think he's out at
Quad
the 5.
Chapman, yeah, it's depending on the spot. They're saying yes, 1st and goal from the 4. So Quad, who's a little shaken up, or Quade, I should say.
And
there's an E at the end of his name, Quade Chapman. Nice run, 1st and goal from the 4. As the Broncos.
But they did a good job there putting Mosey in motion and kind of forcing the defense to watch him go across and then run the ball back towards where he came from.
Motion by Howes. They want to throw for it. Leonard to the back of the end zone. And the back judge said, I am not an eligible receiver. I need to duck. 2nd down and 10. Leonard, 3 touchdown night. If Ray can stay in, he would have a 4 touchdown night, but got to give Welcome, the defender, able to get that foot out after he got beat. Now they spread him out. Interesting formation. And they'll take off on a run. Leonard, Hamami trying to grab on him. A little tush push action here. And helmet's flying off, and it's going to be 3rd down and goal.
I believe that's the 2nd time his helmets came off, and he's got to be careful going back there trying to push the pile without a helmet.
Yep. Well, they spread him out and tried to just get the numbers in the box and try to run it with Leonard. And now it's 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Fans really making the noise now. Motion. Again, it's Leonard stumbling forward. Signal touchdown. Elijah Leonard, 2-yard rushing touchdown.
You see on that run, they give him a little bit more help with those lead blockers.
Leonard had 3 rushing touchdowns last year. As Case comes in for the PAT try. Liam Kays. K-A-Y-S. And the snap is low. And they'll try to run it. And like Pearsall or Makai Mitchell. There's double 9s on the roster, but let's go back to the touchdown. Just got down low. Got off the left side and kind of bored his way in. And the snap affected the PAT here, Johnny. A little low snap, and
I thought he could have got that
all
down.
right. Mekhi Mitchell, maybe, he got a little anxious and said, I'm going to have to take off. I'm a running quarterback, and he took off, and no PAT, so the lead is 10. 10 and a half to play in regulation. 13 plays, 92 yards. Nice gadget play with Mosey, converting a third down to Howes, and long pass down the sidelines to Ray, who I thought had a touchdown, but instead they said stepped out. And able to punch it in with the quarterback sneak by Leonard.
4-touchdown night for him.
Yeah, he's had a big night. Former Liberty North player. Excellent in the classroom. High GPA kid going to Missouri State. Play quarterback is Elijah Leonard.
We'll see if they elect to kick it anywhere near Ja'Cory Love on this.
There's Liam Kays. Got the Gene Wilder hair. Yeah, I know. You're thinking, who's Gene Wilder? You got to be an old guy like me, but yeah, 70s. Yeah. Kays the run up, and yeah, now, Johnny, you're right. Squibb it to an up man. And special teams guys haven't made the stop. And a nice return across the 40-yard line for this Liberty North team. Like linebacker Thomas Beckstead. Bouncing off guys, showing good balance. And gives good field position for the Eagles. Game not over, 10-point lead. Tillman Martin, junior bout there, and looks like it's Barnett in the backfield. And the defense swarming the running back, nothing doing for Micah Joe. As he's swallowed up there by Big Baby. Maury Moore and company, as they've got a big defensive line. See Saron Harrison in. Quick pass to the flat, caught. Gibson the catch and turn up the field. He'll get it to the 47-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. Now they're still needing a third down and 5 as flags are down. Now Slusher looking to the Liberty North sideline. Might be a Bronco penalty.
Well, they didn't get their sub on and off the field, so I'm wondering if. Yeah.
Yep, the defense is on the Broncos.
You got to be careful subbing defensive tackles in a hurry up.
On the deep. Be a first.
So that will be a first down via the penalty. Cross midfield. And they'll spot the football at the 48-yard line on the plus side for Martin and the Eagles. Looking for a rally on the road. Martin, quick pass to the outside, too tall, incomplete. And that was Jashawn Ross, who they were targeting. And then again, Michael Lane, that coverage is really good. I mean, MIAA schools are looking at this kid. He's got blazing speed, great coverage skills.
Well, it's good for his recruiting when he can go up against guys like Keelan Smith and Jashawn Ross. You know, some things you want to send to the colleges and say, you know, these are D1 guys that I'm covering.
Second down and 10. Motion by Gibson. And the pocket breaks down. The quarterback goes down. And it's Mr. Second Half, Alex Block. This guy is having a second half for the Broncos. Records a sack on Tillman Martin.
Hard to tell from that angle if he was even touched.
Now he's an outside linebacker in the 3-4. And he can't, yeah, it was a blur. You can't read the jersey numbers by design. Now 3rd and 20, and the Bronco faithful really whooping it up for their defense. And Keelan Smith, a great catch as the ball was thrown well behind him, and he adjusted and makes the catch. It's still going to be 4th down.
Yeah, I think
what
you hurry
catch.
up and get up on the line.
Still going to be 4th down. They're going to need about 5 or 6. And they'll run a quick play to Gibson. Cuts it up, 1st down and more. Gibson has it inside the 35. So they didn't wait for the Broncos to align. And they hit Gibson in the flat and made the defense pay. As how about the catch by Keelan Smith here?
Yeah, going against his body and getting those long arms out there.
And this one, they're not lined up. Yeah, I felt like got a good block on the edge and a running play. And this is Micah Joe Barnett. It's a nice gain on 1st down. 2nd down, and they still need a couple as they go quick. And now the officials not allowing them to go. I think the Broncos want to substitute, I think, or now they'll just take the time out.
Yeah, if you don't huddle, you don't get the chance to substitute.
All right, well, Jamar Mosey's trying to stop the momentum of this very quick-moving Eagle drive.
Well, you can kind of see Lee Summit North not really hurrying back to the line of scrimmage, and Liberty North's just getting up to the line and catching them in tough situations. And right there, Liberty or Lee Summit North has to burn a timeout just to get some fresh guys on the field.
Well, I mean, it was 4th down. They needed 5. Able to convert. I mean, there was no hesitation. They went up, ran the play, and maybe that caught the Broncos, off guard. Usually you can stand around and kind of see, are they going to try a long field goal or punt? They just went up and snapped it and threw it to Gibson, and he converted the 4th down and 5 with the catch and run. And now scrimmaging, plus territory, moving quickly down the field. And it'll be 2nd down and 2. Plenty of time left. Ball at the 24-yard line. After a Bronco timeout, they're going to signal us back into play. Indeed. This is Barnett. Breaks a tackle at the line, able to get the 1st down as he falls forward.
I think they're going to have him.
Oh, I thought he got it.
He did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're moving the chains. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Down by 10 points. This team won't panic. Won 12 games last year. Well-coached team. Barnett running off the right side. This is a power run this time. This is called extending your will to the team, and that is a nice job blocking down the field. As that was the left guard, Wyatt Richardson. And Barnett with a nice run of another 8 yards. And Micah Joe Barnett, not much on this one. I don't think he got the 1st down this time. See the big body shuffling in and out. And running off the field is Javion Douglas, a 300-pounder. Big guys getting changed out. 3rd down and a yard. Martin wants the end zone. And incomplete to Keelan Smith. Lane had pretty, who was the coverage there? Is that Lane again? I think that was Robin Lucas this time, who's looked like he's cramping up. Had the coverage, it was good. Robin trying to extend himself. Here we go again, 4th down. They will try the field goal with Blue Renfro. He hit earlier from 22. This will be a 30-yard attempt. And Blue is up and good. This guy can really kick. Blue Renfro, a name to remember, as he hits from 30 and cuts the lead down to 7. Still a lot of time left. 6.5 to go in regulation. 2 field goal night for Blue Renfro, 22 and 30 yards.
Well, and you see there, Coach Learman not hesitating, putting his kicker out there, knows he needs the points, so keeps the momentum on his side.
Yeah, that was a good drive. No hesitation. It was very decisive. They went for it when they had to on the 4th downs and made that defense pay. I felt like the defense was starting to get a little worn down and tired. Yeah, I think the whole, well, it's almost 11:30 at night, so everybody's a little, tired, worn down. I'll tell you, these young fans, though, yeah, that young guy, he says, hey, way past my bedtime. I'm with you, young fella. It's way past my bedtime. Mom says, I'll get a shot of that. Blue Renfro to send it back. Mosey, one of the deep guys, but this guy's leg pretty strong. He's not allowing it. Saw a kickoff return by Ja'Cory Love of 93 yards for Liberty North. So when in doubt, just blow it past the return guys and make them start at the 20. Now if you're Lee Summit North, Johnny, what's the mentality? Are you playing keep away? You're trying to go get more points? What's the mindset on this drive?
I think you're still in your game plan. Your quick passes out to your wide receivers are still in play. I don't think you want to give any more momentum to Liberty North, as we've seen how fast momentum has shifted in this game. Got a hydration break.
Yeah, hydration break. Teams getting their water. Leonard's had the big night. 3 TD passes and a rushing touchdown. Mosey's had a big night. Linebacker Alex Block, big second half. Lane's been tough defensively. McIntosh an interception. Liberty North, we've seen the running backs do a good job. Keelan Smith been amazing. Laster always tackling people and then kind of driving them into the turf.
Yeah, I think all the guys, that we've highlighted have, had big plays, and that's why they're big-time recruits.
Yeah, this is a recruiter's dream game.
Yep.
And again, we see kind of a weird formation. This puts a lot of stress on the linebackers and secondary to line up properly, swing it out. And this is Mosey, and able to get about 5 on the play.
Again, you're getting the ball to your playmaker's hand in the passing game, but able to stay in bounds and keep the clock running, get positive yards. Definitely in no hurry to get back up to the line of scrimmage. Try and use as much of that play clock as you can.
Eagles have all their timeouts. Lee Summit North is down to 1. And it looks like, yeah, just the way they break the huddle is like we're using play clock at the max. And now hard count. Got the right side of the defensive line moving. Looked like that was Ivy that jumped into the neutral zone.
A first down.
And it'll be a first down via the penalty.
Again, I think you want to try and get the clock rolling again.
Let's see if Leonard gets the clock as far as the play clock under single digits before he snaps it. 1st and 10. This running play is stuffed. Tanner House frustrated, pounding the turf as didn't go anywhere. No gain, they'll say 2nd down and 10. Clock working under 5 minutes to play in regulation. Broncos 7-point lead and the football. And again, he's going with a hard clap, and that's causing the defensive lineman to move. I mean, I heard the clap all the way up here, Johnny, here in the video deck. Just.
Well, and the worst part about it is you're sitting over the football.
Yeah. So a couple of freebie 5-yard penalties.
I think you got to maybe think about, if you get a positive play here on defense, maybe call a timeout if it's not an incomplete pass.
2nd down and now 7 with the penalty yardage. Pass caught, and there he goes. Isaiah Mosey. Isaiah down the sidelines, finally pushed out of bounds. And big play after big play with its gadget play. This guy does it. Isaiah Mosey coming up big time.
To number 2, Isaiah Mosey.
As it goes for 33 yards. As he goes down the sideline before he's pushed out of bounds.
Again, it's a separation that he creates. And
Using
right here,
the stiff arm there.
yeah, and right here you're thinking, just go down, and gets shoved out of bounds. But big time pickup there is Liberty North's going to kind of be in a tough spot here. Is they're going to start having to use these timeouts.
From the 36, 1st and 10. Quade Chapman, and a nice first down run. Quade is a bigger back. Tanner House is 170, and then you bring this guy in who's nearly 200 pounds. And he's got 4.5 speed, and Quade, a big gain of 7. And that'll be 2nd down and short as they continue to manage the clock through the Broncos. As we send it down to Bethany.
Yeah, you just saw that run by Quade Chapman. You know, he is Coach Mosey's X factor of the game. When I talked to Coach Mosey this week, he talked about also how Quade, you know, waited his turn behind not only Tanner House last year, but MC Baker was also a 1,000 sure for. So, you know, Quade's had to wait his turn, but now you'll probably get to find a lot more this season.
And here is Tanner House. So good with the nifty moves, and now he's cramping up. But it is a first down run for Tanner, who's had some really nice moves. Yes, he'll try to run the cramp off.
He said, I don't want your guys' help.
Nope.
But then almost cramped again, but good to see him jogging off on his own power.
Calf muscle looked like it was ramping up on him as he runs it down to the 17-yard line for a first down. And now Broncos trying to close out a victory at home against one of the best teams in the state, best teams in the city. Liberty North, who's beaten them 4 straight times. Here's Chapman on a cutback. As Jay-Sean Ross hit him, but then he bounced off that hit and able to get a
Trying to get
gain
a
of
timeout.
about 5 or 6 yards, and now the Eagles will get the timeout. They'll have 2 left.
Big time runs though on first down.
Chunks.
Yeah, and just kind of deflating that Liberty North sideline a little bit. As see if this timeout can't give them one more boost. Trying to get a stand here.
If you're just joining us and saying, why in the world is this game running past 11:30? There was a heat delay of 90 minutes. And I'm going to give a hat tip to our crew who has to get up bright and early for the volleyball slam tomorrow morning. Well, they got to get there several hours before the 8 o'clock start game. O-East, Blue Valley. Liberty North volleyball fans, remember your team plays at 6:30 in St. James Academy, and I'll have that gym packed and raring to go for you guys. But yeah, our crew working on a hot night, and a lot of them have to get up bright and early and work volleyball in Lenexa tomorrow. As this play to Chapman blown up. Good defensive play there. Easton Goss, the junior cornerback. Yeah, our crew setting up today, you know, it's 100 degrees, and then the thunderstorms came in, Johnny, at 7 o'clock. So they had to clear everybody out. Our crew had to continue to work, and then the heat came back. So really, if the game would have been scheduled for 7 o'clock, I don't think it would have been played at 7 o'clock because of the lightning. Weird weather, but I guess it's supposed to be cooler tomorrow. Thank God.
Yeah, and I think they were, you know, talking about playing a Saturday game, but
Yeah. When I talked to Jamar on back to school night here at Lee Summit North, he said, be advised the game start time may be moving. Just heads up. I said, well, talk to the powers that be. So they knew that there was a possibility of moving the start time back. There's Mike McGurk, the athletic director. He's had to work through all this. Doing a lot of juggling. And of course, Lane Green is the athletic director at Liberty North. Well, big down and distance, 3rd and 6. Leonard stepping up and then just kind of sits down and eats the football as there was a defensive lineman right in his face, Jordan Ivey, and now 4th down.
well,
Timeout taken by Liberty North. They'll have 1 left.
and they're inside the 35-yard range, so looking at about 33-yarder if they do try and attempt. Doesn't look like anybody's jogging out there with a block, so.
Now here comes the, looks like the field goal unit is coming out. Follow the Broncos in that championship game. They had the ball with a late field goal attempt. A 20-yard attempt. It was missed. There was a penalty on CBC. They got a second attempt, and that one was blocked by the Cadets. So some memories of kicks late in ball games, not good right now for the Broncos as they'll try inside of 35 yards. They'll place it down. 33-yard attempt. Liam Kays to extend to a 10-point lead. Ball down, kick up, and no good. The bad memories continue on late field goals for the Broncos. As another late miss. Will it haunt them this time? It cost them in the state championship game. As now the Eagles will have it back down by a touchdown and an extra point. One timeout in their back pocket.
Well, and they're able to have that timeout because
this one just, was it pulled left, Johnny?
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of sped up through that ball. Kind of felt that pressure coming off that edge, but I thought Coach Learman did a good job of saving those timeouts and kind of got fortunate on some plays there, but giving his team an opportunity.
First and 10 from the 20. Empty set. Martin, time. Downfield pass is caught and going out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Making the catch that time was Supas, the tight end. Supas, 6'4", went the ladder to make that catch. He's their most improved player on the offensive side of the ball. And now we've got an official's timeout. Trying to get the chain gang situated on a second down and 2. Maybe second down and 1. Pass caught again. Supas again to the 40-yard line. Gain of 11 and a flag is down. Personal foul, face mask on Lee Summit North. Somebody got their helmet ripped off in the backfield, it looked like.
Hard to tell.
Well, you saw a Eagle player going to pick up his helmet, so 15 yards tacked on. Move it down to the 45-yard line, first and 10. Player lost his helmet. And now Eagles on the move, need a touchdown and an extra point. Maybe they decide to win it with a 2-point conversion. Martin again slinging and incomplete to Gibson on the sideline. Second down and 10. He had a little extra oomph on that one. Well, RPMs on that one.
Yeah, he needed to get that all the way across the field to the sideline, and he was going to make sure either his receiver caught it or it went out of bounds.
Martin stepping up. Jay-Sean Rice, tough guy to tackle, and he gets out of bounds. Nice heads-up football IQ play there by Jay-Sean as he is able to run it down and just shy of the first down by a yard, but getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, showing his strength there. Look at the guns on that guy. Third down and 1. Eagles trying to tie this late. Pass over the middle, and it's caught. Supas again takes a big hit and is shaken up. But it is a first down catch inside the 25. Officials spot the ball. Eagles over it. They want to go fast. And now I think North took a timeout because one of their coaches on the field. And yeah, Supas was a little shaken up. But looks to be right in the middle of that huddle with Lance Moore and the offensive coaches. Yeah, he took a big hit after staying in and making this catch. Oh, yeah. You see him realize, hey, we're in a hurry up here. I don't have time to worry about this injury. Supas. Tight end, making some key catches, the senior, on this key drive that's trying to tie up the ball game. Broncos out of timeouts. Fans really revved up late in this one. Martin pass and incomplete. A lot of jerseys on the opponent's side right there, and you almost think Block gets the interception, and then he can't make the catch, and then you almost think it's a catch on the other end for Liberty North. Just a lot of confusion as there's Block thinking, nope, and then Supas, yeah, Supas knocked it away from his teammate, yeah. Martin, the pump, fade, Jay-Sean can't run under it, incomplete. Now 3rd down and 10.
He had a double move there. Definitely had him.
Martin rolling, throwing, pass broken up. Great coverage. Coming up there is Isaac McIntosh, the safety man, who had the interception in the first half. Big time play by the senior free safety. Baseball star, a second baseman.
Yeah, undermatched here against Keelan Smith. Does a good job of just going over the top, getting a hand on it. And Keelan Smith, you got to go back and get that football. Got to use that basketball box out.
Well, here's your ball game, Johnny Beck. 4th and 10. Eagles trying to stay alive on the road, down 7. Martin pass, and Smith can't hang on. It's incomplete at the sideline, and he's distraught because I guarantee you, if you ask him later tonight, he'll say, I should have caught that ball, as it's incomplete. Ball over on downs now to the Broncos, and their home faithful starting to celebrate here. Yep, the W sign is up. Victory formation for Lee Summit North as Leonard takes the snap, goes back a couple yards, puts a right knee down. Well, 4th down and 10, Johnny. You go to Keelan Smith. We saw that incredible catch in the second half, but this one right near the stake. Now, does he get the first down even if he makes the catch? This was 4th down and 10. He's coming back to, I don't know. He wouldn't even have to, it would have been close, but I don't think he still has the first down, even if he makes a nice catch there on the sideline. So Bronco fans are singing, celebrating, and loving a first win in 4 straight losses to Liberty North as the clock continues to wind down. Jay-Sean Ross is right over the center, I guess with intimidation factor, and they do not have to snap it anymore. Fans celebrate here in Lee Summit. Last year, their season ended in overtime and a loss. State runners up. They missed a late field goal in regulation. This time, they miss a field goal in regulation late, but they're able to get the victory tonight over number 2 Liberty North. Final score 27-20 in week 1 on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Hy-Vee scoring by quarters, and a lot of high expectations with this game when you have the 2 best teams in the city, 2 best teams in the state in Class 6, Johnny, and really lived up to the billing tonight. It was an exciting game. You kept saying it was a seesaw game. We saw 3 turnovers, saw a lot of penalties, saw a lot of cramps. That's pretty much par for the course for an opening season game, but some exciting big plays, and the Broncos finally get a win after 4 tries against Liberty North, 27-20.
Yeah, I think the stars shine tonight. I mean, talk about Lee Summit North with Mosey, and I really think he's going to be one of the best playmakers on the offensive side of the ball in the city. But give a lot of credit to Liberty North, and putting a new quarterback out there, Tillman Martin. I thought he did a good job. I thought he handled the pressure well. I'm sure he has a couple throws he wishes he had back, but I would assume both of these teams are going to use this as a benchmark game, and only goes up from here, but I expect these 2 teams to get deep into playoff play this year.
Special thanks to our school ADs, Mike McGurk, who's had a busy day. Liberty North's Lane Green. Thanks to our coaches, Jamar Mosey and Andy Learman, our producer, Joe Novacek. For our entire crew working out in the heat, thanks, guys, for hanging in with us. And for Johnny Beck, Bethany Bowman, Kevin White saying so long from Broncos Stadium as week 1 is in the books. An exciting game, 1-2, 27-20 is your final score as we say goodnight from Lee Summit, Missouri.